Commissioner Pham encourages clear regulatory framework around crypto assets. Pham, who assumed the top CFTC post in April, thinks that the collapse of Terra has made it crucial for immediate crypto regulations to save public interest. She wants a collaborative approach with the U.S. Congress towards the regulations.
I think it's great that Congress is working hard to thoughtfully put together a clear and holistic regulatory framework around digital assets. Because what's been described and should be clear is that not all crypto assets are alike. There are some that are securities. There are some that are some kind of banking or payment type of product. Yep. There are others that look like derivatives. And there may be a whole other type of crypto asset that is wholly new, like a Bitcoin, or it could be a tokenized real asset. Mm-hmm. And there's also the possibilities of Web3, which goes beyond financial services to look at commercial applications. So as a regulator, it is my job to faithfully execute the law, whatever it may be. Now, within each of the regulatory agencies, there are broad powers and authorities that Congress has granted to us. And there's a lot that we can do with those. So I do think that, consistent with the president's executive order, we have to do strong enforcement actions to clean up the fraud and scams, because honestly, it really undermines confidence in this technology and in the possibilities of digital assets. So that of course has to be a priority, as well as combating illicit finance. But otherwise, the executive order does say that the regulators should use their existing powers and authorities to provide more guidance and clarity, or new rules as necessary. And I firmly believe that. I've been saying that from the beginning.
Well, I agree with Commissioner Pham on this one. It's crucial for the regulators to provide a clear and holistic regulatory framework over crypto and make it very clear, and even to expand the CFTC's jurisdiction in this space to make sure that there's the clarity for the industry. So that way, there can be more growth in compliant digital asset markets with adequate protections for the retail public. As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates.
What we do not yet have is international settlement based on CBDCs.
Right.
CBDCs are not yet internationalized. But this is where the potential to cut cost of remittances is. Today, on average, 6.3%. So you are a worker and you want to send money to your family in euros, in dollars. 6.3% is the cut of the intermediary. And obviously, this is an opportunity for advancement, to use technology to make advancements. Where is the difficulty? The difficulty is that today, monetary policy in a country, or as it is the case in the Eurozone, within the Eurozone, is defined by the central bank, the Fed, the European Central Bank. And this monetary policy applies to the territory, the jurisdiction. How could central bank digital currency cross borders and go into another jurisdiction? Would that create a risk of currency substitution? So everybody says, I want ECB's CBDC. I want the euro. And these are unresolved issues, but it doesn't mean they cannot be resolved. This is why, from the fund, we are advocating to think about this world of digital money as a global public good. And in a recent discussion in Zurich, where we both were, what we advocated for is to have a public platform. So when protocols are agreed, this public platform can connect different CBDCs. There can be interoperability, the same way you would transfer euros from one country to another. you do it using CBDCs. We feel that we are actually a bit behind the curve. In other words, regulators, national regulators, and standard settling bodies like the FSB, the Financial Stability Board, that we have to work on it.
The idea of central bank digital currencies, CBDC, has been gaining momentum lately, not only because of its potential for reduced inflation rates and increased monetary stability across countries, but also due to recent developments within financial sectors around the world, which show strong interest among investors looking ahead at what may come next. And I agree with the IMF chief. The history of money is entering a new chapter. Countries are seeking to preserve key aspects of their traditional monetary and financial systems while experimenting with new digital forms of money. Who knows? XRP might even solve a currency crisis. And I think that's not very far-fetched. XRP's on-demand liquidity is fully capable of bringing some form of stability to the currencies. In more interesting news today, we can see that an emergency Federal Reserve meeting has been announced for Monday. Well, I wonder what they will be discussing this time around. I mean, there are massive cracks in the markets right now. The pound, the euro, the dollar, all are on the verge of collapse. It has been rumored that they probably want to embark on quantitative easing again. Well, quantitative easing is also known as QE, is a form of monetary policy in which a central bank, let's say like the U.S. Federal Reserve, purchases securities from the open market to reduce interest rates and increase the money supply. We are living in one of the most legendary moments in all financial history. Pay close attention to how everything unfolds. Nothing that is happening right now is accidental.
So the summaries for the motions for summary judgment were just filed last week. They were made public on Saturday, which I'll mention very briefly. We had agreed with the judge and with the SEC to release those on Monday. They jumped the gun. And it's just this constant, I think, disrespect to the court process, and which we've seen time and time again. The judge in this case has ruled 5 different times that the notes associated with that infamous speech we're talking about should be turned over to Ripple. And they we still don't have them. We still don't have them.
So, as we wind down on today's video, we can catch up a bit on what's going on in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, as we can see just how much the SEC has been disrespectful to the court so far. I mean, the judge has already asked for those Hinman emails, and we all know well the SEC will not let those emails come to light ever. They'd be incriminating themselves. There has to be something that they are trying to hide from the public. That is why Gary Gensler is having this case come to an end before he and the rest of the SEC are exposed for alleged corruption. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.